place, but it is cross-border. And imagine the fact that Pakistan recently has been affected by floods, to which Pakistan is making a statement that we are not even responsible for 1% of global warming, while we are suffering a consequence of the global warming which has happened in the developed countries. Now, the fact that this should be recognized, the fact that challenges are going to be cross-national, so the approaches have to become cross-national. So only don't limit yourself to global warming. The impact of environmental changes on animal life, for example, on the species, for example, on the insect species, for example. People have been talking about that 40% of insect species have been decimated with chemicals. The fishing industry, the fishes, there are huge changes. Without cooperation, the world, this earth, the mankind has stepped very strongly on this earth, and the attitude which was there in the 50s, for example, ladies and gentlemen, was the fact that there is a limitless supply of things. So therefore, make, manufacture, use, discard. That concept has put tremendous pressure on world resources. Not oil, not in that context, but the tremendous pressure on world resources, the wastage happening, the wastage of human effort which is also there. When you discard a product, for example, after, let me give you an example. In developed societies, it has been estimated that the products people buy, 60% of them are wasted within 2 months, although the product still has use within it. But it is discarded because the charm of the product has gone. The clothes we wear, used and discarded. So the world cannot withstand that kind of exploitation of the world. So people should cooperate, countries should cooperate, and that cooperation is dependent on thinking of the leadership in different countries. For example, between Poland and Pakistan. And I think we are on the right track when you hold a conference, when you talk about the new world order and possibilities of cooperation, because in Quran, God, Allah, says that say that you would like to search for ilm. Go out and search for ilm. Rabbi zidni ilma. And that was Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's direction to the Prophet. So when the Quran was being, the angel brought the verses of the Quran, so he was very eager to learn them. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, don't learn them. This is my responsibility, but call for the fact that you want ilm, you want knowledge. And that is something which Pakistan is yearning for. That is something. So the Muslim world has been relatively slower. The good cooperation with Europe happened in the, for example, Alhambra in Spain, when there was a renaissance in the Muslim world about ilm, also happened during the Ottoman reign. But we then saw a decadence in the Muslim world as far as knowledge is concerned. There was some revival, some isolations. When Napoleon conquered Egypt, for example, he brought, I think, 155 scientists with him to Egypt and started showing the European culture and European knowledge to Egypt. When the Meiji Revolution happened in Japan and Admiral Perry parked his ships in Tokyo for the second year, the Meiji Revolution, they decided to go out to Europe. There were 4 delegations which went out. They changed their clothes, they adopted Western clothes, although for the Japanese culture it was very difficult to do. So these delegations put on a hat, put on ties, suits, changed their clothes and lived for 3 or 4 years. One delegation went to France, the other went to Canada, one went to United States and the other went to England to learn European science and European customs. So Pakistan today wants to become a sponge of knowledge. Whether it is direct, I must thank all the professors who have come here, because it is always important that what we say in Urdu, bil mushafa, or handshaking distance, I think human society will never become totally a zooming society. It will always have the importance of a handshake and coming across people it will remain important. So I am grateful and thankful to Urdu University for having organized this. But at the same time, a lot of cooperation can take place through exchange of knowledge.